From today, we'll be finding out who has the number one single, now released on a Friday. For many years, the chart rundown on Radio 1 was released on Sunday. Radio 1 presenter Greg James will now be presenting the chart as part of his drive time show, starting today at 4 o'clock. I've been speaking to Greg and asked him how he feels.
Hi, Tony.
Hi.
Thank you so much for getting me on the show.
Oh, good Lord. Thanks for sparing the time. You must be busy today.
Well, it's a busy day, and when your team asked if I could come on, it was an absolute 100% yes, whatever. Because actually, what I needed to do was pick your brains about the chart in a second, because there's no greater person to talk to than you on a day like today. But I think it'll be a good change. I'm a bit of a purist anyway with radio, so I'm a radio nerd anyway. But and it's always been on a Sunday as far as I can remember. But I do think that moving with the times and moving with the music industry is really important, and I think to lead it and to put the chart on a Friday when all the music comes out, I think is a really good idea. And I think we would have been silly to have kept it on a Sunday, and just for the sake of keeping it on a Sunday and for the sake of tradition, I think I can do a really good job at it, and it will still be the official chart, but it'll just be on a different day. So change sometimes is a good thing. Well,
absolutely. I mean, you have to. I mean, a lot of people said to me when Top of the Pops came to an end, they said, "Why? Oh, why are they doing that?" And I said, "Do you watch it?" And they said, "No." And I said, "Well, that's the reason." So obviously, I mean, the record industry, I think, has been very slow to react to social media and the way we get our music now. And I think they're trying to actually come into the present day, aren't they?
I completely agree, and it doesn't mean on a Friday it will get any less audience. In fact, it will get a bigger audience and a new audience as well. It will feel like a Friday will be the day where I can deliver the definitive playlist of the week of the stuff people have been buying for the last 7 days, and say these are the 40 most popular songs in the UK. And if you want to know that information, and if you want to keep up on pop culture, I will have that every Friday. So I feel like going into the weekend, it feels like a nice full stop to the end of the week. So, to change things is obviously a big decision, but finally things are moving and everyone's sort of agreed that music will now come out on a Friday. So that can only be a good thing, that we've finally got some progress and everyone's trying their best to make sure the music industry survives.
Has this been a combination of Radio 1 getting together with the record companies and saying, basically, we want to try and do this? Because one of the reasons for moving it to Friday and releasing all the songs in 45 countries at the same time is to try and do away with piracy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So if everyone gets everything around about the same time, it will be midnight local time in whatever time zone you're in. So the idea is that people will get stuff at the same time. And actually, because bands and artists now have instant global fan bases. So it's annoying if you're an Italian fan, you're waiting for the new Years and Years song, it doesn't come out till Tuesday. Whereas everyone in America and everyone in the UK has had that song for 3 days. So it's frustrating. So it's really long overdue, I think, that it gets released on the same day, because the world is a very small place because of Twitter and Facebook and all these social media outlets. We are essentially in one massive country in terms of music.
How are you going to get the younger people interested in the charts again, Greg? Because it is quite a challenge, isn't it? I mean, I've got an 18-year-old daughter, and I said to her yesterday, I said, I'm going to be talking about the charts. Do you know what's at number one? She said, no. Got no idea whatsoever. And she's a music fan. And there are so many different charts now, aren't there? This is the problem as well.
Well, I want to make it a good show, first and foremost. So it needs to be a good listen. It needs to be fast and energetic and sound big and important. And that's going to be my main job, I think, today and going forward. But in terms of, I will try and make it sound like the most important thing ever. I'll try and make it sound as big as possible. That's the whole idea. As you know, that's the whole idea with charts. It's all in the selling. It's all in the drama. It's all in the stories. It's all in those little bits that you can pick out of the battles and those sorts of things. So I will do my absolute best to do the charts justice, and people will care if we make it an event and if we make them care. So I'm very optimistic about it.
That is the thing, Greg. I think you got it absolutely right there. Make it an event. That is what it's all about, isn't it? I mean, I love doing Pick of the Pops, which retro countdown on Radio 2.
I love listening to it.
Oh, thank you very much. And I like to make that an event. And when I did the top 40, it was an event. So how are you going to change the presentation of it? It's going to be the top 20 now, isn't it? Is that right?
We're going to skip through 40 to 26,
Yeah.
Really mainly due to time constraints, really.
Yes.
But also, at that time of day, there's a big audience. Well, there's a big audience anyway, but there's a big audience who are just leaving work, just finishing for the weekend, getting home from school, all the rest of it.
Yep.
So what I want to do is make it from about 4:10 onwards, really quick, really energetic, really fast-paced, with some huge new production that we've got on it, and with, I suppose the tone and hopefully some of the humour from the rest of my show. But obviously, with a chart show, you have to, and the nature of it is you let the music do the talking, essentially.
I like what you said there, though, the humour of it, because I think with a chart rundown, it can be like a bingo caller. A little bit, and there is a tendency with that. But I think, you can put humour. I mean, I always used to send it up a little bit, going up 16 big top 40 places, and you make it into, and it is, the humour must come into it as well, mustn't it?
Yeah, you must be a human doing the chart, because you might as well just get a robot to do it otherwise. It needs to be fun. It needs to be fun to listen to.
Yeah.
And there will be interviews. We'll take a call on whether people want to hear from the number one. If it's been 8 weeks on, we don't need another interview with them, for example. But we will do today and take a view and see what people think and see if people like bits of it, and we can change. It's not set in stone after today, but I'm very keen today to make a big impact and make it exciting. And actually, there's a really tight battle at number one this week. There's 4 big new entries and potentially a new number one. So we'll find out. I think we get the figures about lunchtime. So we'll. But the UK will find out before anyone else by listening to Radio 1 at 4 today.
Absolutely. And is this chart presumably is the chart for the last week, isn't it? Because have they started just releasing the records at midnight, last night? Yeah,
they did. So a load of albums and singles came out last night at midnight or 1 second past midnight. So this will have run from last week to Friday. So essentially next week will be the first
one,
full 7 days,
Yeah, excellent. Well, I wish you good luck with it, Greg. I know you're going to do a fantastic job in it, and it's going to be interesting to see how it all pans out at that time in the afternoon.
Thank you very much, and thanks for getting me on. Do you have any tips for me before I go? What's the number one tip of doing a chart show?
You've already said exactly what I thought you were, making it into an event, which you've already said, putting a bit of humour into it, and making it sound exciting, because that's what it should be, shouldn't it?
Well, thank you very much, and it's been a pleasure to speak to a radio legend this morning. This is what I needed. This is the pep talk I needed, Tony.
You old smoothie, you, Greg. You're a typical disc jockey.
I learned from the best.